G'day, welcome again. The other day we were talking about using our tools and that to create things like my wallet with one of the intricate patterns and that sort of thing, and even up to things like this, which I made a while back using the tools. What I wanted to look at today is things that produce, like if you're doing something over and over and over again, it gets a bit monotonous. So we can do what's called embossing. Like this belt, you see, has been embossed. It's the same pattern all the way along. Yeah, and so that's pretty boring, won't you? The police hell wig. Or you can get something a little bit more intricate, which would, if you did with tools, would take you a lifetime to, well, maybe not that long, but and so how these have been done, it's called embossing, and this machine here is what we've used. It's an embossing machine. Basic thing is you get a strap, belt strap or what have you. It can be different lengths, as you can see in here. You can actually have quite a few different range of straps going through there. And wet the leather, and then you turn the handle, and you see this ball in here has actually got the pattern on. And as you run the strap through, which I'll show you in a little bit, puts the pattern on. You can get a number of different rolls. You see there, that one's more of a Celtic or a Viking design. And then there's this one here with a horse's head and some flowers. Look pretty basic when they're on the roll themselves. And you can get a plethora of these sort of rolls. We've even got one here with more animals, deers and antelopes and Canadian scenes, all for things like belts and that sort of thing. So as I said before, we want to actually wet the leather first. So my trusty water bottle, as you've seen a million times before, is going to give it a good soaking, just so the leather's a bit softer and it takes to the being squashed between the rollers. And I do it both sides just to make sure it's completely wet. It should be pretty good. And then I've had this all set up before. I thought I was going to actually do a video of how to set it up, but I thought that'd just be too boring and too intricate. So basically you've got to set it up, make sure that all your settings here are the right width, the width of your leather. And once you get through into the roll there's a wheel under the bottom here which you can actually tighten up or down, and it puts tension on the leather. The more tension the better, because you really want to work the leather through and put a decent impression in. If it's not tight enough, it's not enough pressure in, it doesn't leave a very good impression on the leather. And then, like a guy with his monkey, it's a matter of just turning the wheel. This is a bit hard. It should be actually mounted on a desk, and just check and see if it's going to be deep enough. I think it might be a bit less. I'm going to put a little bit more pressure on it. And you get the hell wig. Very important to get it all lined up properly, and so you don't go off. Maybe a little bit more pressure. It's not very dark just yet. Which way? That way. And then it's a matter of putting your hand on top there, holding it still and running it through. Now you see, if you're making multitudes of belts, it's just a way of embossing the same pattern many times. You might remember the other day we were doing the basket weave using the one tool over and over and over again. Well, this is a basket weave there, and a much quicker and easier way of getting that basket weave onto the belt. It's not saying you can't spend many a day with one tool going through doing individual hits. If that's what you want to do, by all means. And that's the basic concept, just runs it through. A little bit off centre there, as you can see, but that's alright, because what I'll do is I'll cut off that excess and just use a skinnier belt. So that's about it. That's all I really wanted to show you today. Next, after this, I've actually got to make a belt for a friend, so I'll use a piece that I've actually run through this machine and actually turn it into a belt. So that'll be next time. Okay.